Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Motherfriggin' Wednesday, motherfriggin' Wednesday. Oh my god, it's Wednesday, it's motherfriggin' Wednesday. You know what that means? Tomorrow I get to work from home. For the time being anyway. We'll see what happens. Go with the flow, it's all I know. Yo, yo. Anyway guys, it is currently 7:30, and you know what that means. But it's also 7:30 at night, so we're not going to the office. We're actually going to Canadian Tire. We need to go to Canadian Tire because we got to get boating supplies. What kind of boating supplies? Well, apparently I don't need an anchor because the boat came with one. If you remember last year, I was having a hell of a time with one tire. Can't remember if it was this one. Jesus, Murphy, I just got attacked by a bug. Can't remember if it was this one or the one on the other side. But basically, I couldn't fill it with air because the valve stem was completely seized. Well, Rex told me, don't bother taking the tire off and bringing it to a tire shop. It's a waste of time. Just buy a new, whole new wheel assembly. That's what he did with his. He says it's way cheaper, way more effective, and it works better. So cool. That's what we're gonna do. Now, one of the problems I know I'm gonna run into is under here. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna strap a battery to because I don't want to drill into the boat for obvious reasons, because, you know, hole in boat equals leak. I don't want to sit it on the seat, and I can't sit it back here because the wires on this trolling motor are not exactly the longest. So I don't know how my buddy was doing it, how exactly he had this wired in with a battery, unless he just sat the battery down there and let it sit there and do its thing. I don't know, but we got to get a trolling motor battery. Biggest one I can find is a Type 27, which is, I believe, 80 amp hours. This motor draws at full tilt like a Peterbilt, 54 amp hours. So it'll give me an hour and a bit run time. But honestly, how often are you on the trolling motor, right? I'll just be using it for minor course corrections to keep me from having to kick this one over. And another thing I wanted to look at here was, they said before you launch it, you need to trim it up. And I'm thinking that's what this is right here, because I don't see anything. Oh, it's right there. This thing comes down. Oop. And then clicks over there, and then you can probably lift this motor up. Yeah, okay. Then that locks it in place, and now it shouldn't be liftable. Yeah, now it's not liftable. Okay, all right, cool. As I said, when you launch it, I can't lift it up right now because it bangs into the cover. It stretches it. But for transport, I'm just going to kick it off to the side. I'm going to wrap a bungee cord around it and hook it onto here. Not a bungee cord, but like a vinyl strap. But anyway, we need to jump in the truck, head off to Canadian Tire, because I need to get some stuff so that we can get this boat somewhat ready. I want the battery in case the engine fails when we're out there and we need a way to get home. We'll have the troller. Yeah, that was, for some reason the seat's not going back further. There we go. Because I got my Arnie's stuff behind. I want the battery for the troller, and I want I was gonna order them on Amazon, but something weird happened on Amazon. Basically, I put in an order for some quick drying breathable pants to go with my quick drying breathable shirt that I bought for fishing that keeps the sun off you, that keeps you covered, right? I know, just wear shorts, but then my legs are exposed and those things haven't seen the sun since 19 fish and chips. So if I just like go and wear shorts and I let these ghost white legs out, they're gonna cook and I'm gonna have some serious discomfort for a long freaking time, right? So I'm thinking, well, I'll just wear some pants. Put some pants on. Some nice breathable pants that if I get them wet, who cares, they dry right away. But the problem is when I went to put the order in on Amazon, I didn't pay attention and the shipping date was like sometime in August, because Amazon lets anybody sell anything on there. And even when I clicked on Prime, the Prime shipping on it was like forever. So like, am I ordering these things and they're being manufactured as I place my order? Like, what's happening? So when I canceled that off the list, something went wrong with the payment. The whole payment for the entire order got canceled. And part of that was a set of oar locks for the side of the boat, so I could hook up some oars and row it like a traditional rowboat, worst case Ontario. So because the order got canceled, it just sat in my bin. Those oar locks should have been here today, but they've been sitting on the stage just prior to shipping for the past 2 days. And I've been like, why isn't this shipped? And I finally checked my email and it was like, there was a problem with your transaction. Your order has been, your payment has been declined. And I'm like, why would it be declined? It's because I changed the order out as the payment was being processed, and it caused a bit of a situation of the calibrations, and it blew away the friggin' order. So whatever. I found out I can get them cheaper at Canadian Tire. They're similar to the one that's on there already, but just shinier. So I believe it's a pack of 2. So we'll grab those. I also want to grab 2 life jackets because honestly, I don't think I'll have more than 2 people on that boat at any given time. And if for some reason we are somehow putting 3 people on there fishing, I have my life jacket from my kayak that I can use as well. So not a big deal. Look at the God rays coming through the sky, eh? Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Jeez, I just looked up and I saw that and I'm like, oh. But yeah, we need to pick up a battery for the troller. Probably a battery box wouldn't be a bad investment either, in case, you know, if the battery does spill out, because I'm just getting a lead acid. I'm not going balls deep with a lipo because, well, you can't really buy those locally, and I don't feel like ordering one because it'll take forever to get here. Trust me, I checked on Amazon. It was no 2-day shipping, son of a bitch. And they have to use a special shipping company, I think it's DHL, to ship it. And it's like, oh, it's going to be about 2 to 5 weeks before it hits your door. And I'm just like, frig off. So for the time being, I'm just going to get a lead acid. What really sucks about these lead acids from Canadian Tire, it's like car batteries. They give you a 3-year warranty. These freaking Motor Master Nautilus batteries, it's 12 months. 12-month warranty. That's it. A lot of people complained, said that they had it last year and it didn't hold a charge this year. But then after doing research on it, apparently sometimes you have to top them up with deionized water. Not exactly sure what the frig that is or where to acquire that, but you need to top them up with that. And then you charge it up and it'll bring it back to life because they vent, right? So I'm thinking I might buy the cheap $30 friggin' battery box. It's just like this like ABS box you jam the battery in. And I'm hoping it's not going to be a pain in the arse to hook the battery up to it. Now what may have to happen is I may have to manually hook up the battery when I'm on the water because the leads on the trolling motor are too shy. What'll probably happen at a later date is I'm going to extend those leads off the trolling motor so that I can get it to where I need it, so I can hook it up to the battery before I launch, and that way there the trolling motor is hooked up and ready to rock. Or worst case, I might just take those eyelets off of the trolling motor and attach some sort of a clamp system so that I can just clamp them directly to the battery to make a simple connection. Now, seeing how the trolling motor apparently has a 54 amp hour draw, that's pretty intense. But at least we know the gas motor works. There's still a few things we don't know, like does the boat leak and does the bilge pump work? The problem with the bilge pump is I don't have a battery for it. Also for the fish finder, I don't have a battery for it. Now I did some research on the Cuda 168 and the Cuda 300. Apparently back in the day they were great fish finders, but that day was like in what, 1998? Like they're super old fish finders. But to be fair, the only fish finder you use to find fish is like a live scope, something that like telegraphs in front of the boat or to the side of the boat and shows you what's going on underwater. Those surface cone mounted fish finders are kind of pointless when you're in a boat because the boat's always moving. And usually when it pings you and lets you know that there's a fish there, by the time you get your line in front of that area, the fish is long gone. Fish finders on a boat are perfect for finding depth. Like find a drop off where, it goes from 20 feet and all of a sudden, boom, it's down to 60 feet. You fish that area, you fish that drop off, and you're bound to find something. You're bound to hook onto something. That's all I like fish finders for is depth, and these things can do depth. The 300 apparently can do a lot more depth than the 168, has a higher resolution screen, all that other fun stuff. So I don't know why buddy I bought the boat off of had the 168 attached and not the 300, unless the 300's broken and he just included it because he knows I like to tinker with electronics and fix things. I don't know. I have no idea. But worst case scenario is I order a new transducer for the Striker 4, my ice fishing setup. Get an actual Striker 4 ice fishing friggin' transducer for it because the transducer it came with is not for ice fishing. It works. You can use it for ice fishing. It's fine. It gets the job done. But the ice fishing version has a wider scope and can pull information from it from a broader range, which makes it more ideal for ice fishing versus the one that's on there. and then I attach the one that's on there directly to the boat, and we're good to go. And then I just use the Striker 4 in portable mode with its battery when I'm out and about to scan for fish or scan for structure or whatever. But, you know, I want to keep it on the cheap side, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to keep it cheap, and go from there. Anyway, guys, I'm here at Canadian Tire right now. It's right over there, and we're gonna go ahead and head inside and grab some stuff. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Tonight would be a good night to go throw some bait in the water, but I don't know what the weather's gonna do. Guys, we got everything. Friggin' the battery, I guess they started their Thursday sale a little early. Remember when Flyer Day was always on Fridays? That's because the flyers came to me on Thursdays, sometimes earlier in the week. So that's why usually I would get Canadian Tire a little earlier, like on a Tuesday or a Monday, and I would just hang on to it till Friday, and the rest of the flyers would come to my house on Thursday. Well, they're having a deal on the Nautilus batteries, 20 bucks off, starting tomorrow, but I guess they already have the code punched into the inventory control system because I got 20 bucks off. But here's the kicker, there's a $20 core charge. So it's like, oh, you got 20 bucks off, psych, hey? Frig. So yeah, there's a $20 core charge on it, like all battery. So once I completely obliterate this poor little son of a bitch and make it into a baked potato, I can bring it back and get 20 bucks back. Probably because they're gonna take the lead out of it and just recycle it into a new battery. I don't know. I really don't know. But we got the battery. I got a group size 27. It's 80 amp hours or some shit. And then got the battery box for it. But I'm looking at the battery box thinking, you know, there's a lot of room on that top panel where I could wire in posts to hook up the trolling motor. I could wire in a 12 volt USB system to keep the front, yes guys, I'm thinking as a YouTuber, leave me alone, to mount the front mounted GoPro so I can have the whole boat in the shot. So when I'm out there fishing, you can have chest cam and you can have full body cam, like the third person view on the boat of me catching the fish, setting the hook, reeling them in, holding it in front of the camera so you can see the actual size of these squeakers I scoop up. Because why not, right? Why not? I think I might stop by the Circle K on the way home. But I didn't buy any paint, and I bought some letter and number kit so we can put the hull identification number on the boat. I'm not going to do any painting to it because, honestly, guys, the weather network is all over the frickin' place for up here. Remember how I said, oh yeah, Saturday and Sunday is going to be great. Now they're calling for rain on both frickin' days. I'm like, come on. So it's one of those, we'll have to wait until Saturday and or Sunday to decide when we're launching the boat. And if we can't launch then I guess we'll have to wait until next week. It's like Monday and Tuesday were two great days where there was no wind, it was sunny out and stuff, but I had prior engagements so I couldn't go. You know, I had martial arts on Monday and Tuesday, and I've been doing that so that I can use Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for more my stuff and still get my training in. But I'm getting to a point now where I'm getting kind of frustrated with this because the weather is just not coinciding with what I want to do. And I'm hoping on Saturday the weather's good enough because I really want to launch this boat. I really want to go play on the water on my own boat, you know. Every time I went out, I always went out with a buddy on his boat. It was his rules. Every time I'd be like, hey man, we should go over here. He'd be like, my boat, my rules. So it's like, all right, well, your boat, your rules. All right, cool. Sometimes I got my way and we actually went to a spot where there were fish, and other times I just didn't. And now it's like I call the shots because it's my boat, which is good because I need that. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, guys. We are back. We're back exactly in 5 minutes because my camera started doing the death ding. What is the death ding? Well, after 5 minutes, it auto powers off and kills itself. So it goes bing, 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 and then it just shuts off. No, the weather, frig sakes, man. Like, I checked it on, like when we got the boat working on Saturday? Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I knew Sunday I wasn't going to be able to do shit with it because, like, the weather was going to be rainy, and it rained all day Sunday, which sucked because I didn't really do anything. And then Monday, I had to work, and then I had 2 hours of martial arts afterwards. I had karate and kickboxing, and the weather was beautiful out. Like, it was like no wind, kind of like how it is tonight. All right, I'm just going to freaking give her. Everybody's just sitting here like a bunch of idiots. But yeah, so there was no way I could have gone tonight because I wanted to get all the parts for it, and I managed to get all the parts for it, including the battery box and the battery. The next step is send it. Well, not really. Like I said, I'm not going to bother painting it or putting the new name on it or anything. That's going to come with time. I'm going to be doing I want to make sure it floats before I put a bunch of money into it, because if there's like a gaping hole, like if I sit it in the water and it starts taking on massive water through the seams, then obviously we're pulling it, and then we're going to take it home, and the next step is researching how to seal a boat. I know it's possible. Rex did it. I just got to go find his video on when he did it and see what the hell he did. Or, I could text him. Like, there's always that option too. Find out what the hell he named the video. If he wants me to watch the video, then fine, I'll go watch the video. But the frick did you call it? Because I know he had an old aluminum boat with, I think, a 15 out back that he got given to him or bought. I'm not sure how he acquired it. And then he did a complete overhaul on it, like sealed it and all that, and painted it and put identification numbers on it, launched it, bombed around for a bit, realized he didn't like boating, and then sold it on Marketplace. So yeah, so I know he knows how to do it. So that means, and it worked, like his boat wasn't leaking anymore. So obviously it's something you can do. I just never did it, right? First boat ever. So, and the guy I bought it off of says it doesn't leak, but you're gonna get water in because water comes splashing over the sides. He goes, there's nothing the bilge pump can't handle if you take on too much water, but you're gonna take on water. It's a boat. It's what they do. So to be expected, right? I'll just bring a bailing bucket with me, worst case. But like if it goes in the water and it's leaking like a sieve, then obviously pull it, bring it home, and then start the research all over again. It means I might have to recruit some help to lift it off the trailer and flip it upside down on some seahorses. We'll cross that bridge when we reach it, For all we know, everything works on the boat. It works great. It was a great deal. It doesn't leak. It runs awesome. It's obviously going to leak like a sieve if I don't put the drain plug in before I launch it. And I've been doing a lot of watching of videos in the past 2 days of people how to launch your boat by yourself. And one guy said something that was like, that's brilliant. He literally runs like a long rope, like a 25 footer, and I bought one, from the boat's front end to his truck when he launches it. He ties it off on his truck so that the boat will fall off the trailer, but it won't run away. And then he just grabs that rope, gets on the dock, pulls the boat over, ties it off, parks his truck, comes back to the boat, jumps in, and goes for a rip. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So we're home now. I'll show you all this shite that we have for project Let's Go Fishing on the Water. I don't even know what to call this project. Project Adam's Last Ride? I don't know. Whatever. Bottom line is I know I'm going to be on this thing a lot by myself. Unless any of you live in North Bay and like fishing and want to come out, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I know it's going to be me, myself, and I on this thing all the time, cruising around and bombing around. So, and it's not just Trout Lake that I can hit. This boat, once I get the tires fixed and the trailer lights fixed, the trailer lights still don't work, by the way. Well, they work, but they cut out. Once I get all that fixed, there's nothing stopping me from tearing it up the North Highway for 40 minutes and taking it to Lake Temagami and fishing that lake, which is amazing for trout and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, ignore the random fishing lure. There's the battery. It's backwards right now. There we go. So it's, I don't understand it's 90 amp hours. That much I can tell you. But I don't understand this cranking amps because they say not to use this to start the vehicle. But apparently you can. So anyway, it is a deep cycle. It's a heavy duty deep cycle. This is what gets me. 12 months, automotive batteries, 3 years, whatever. It's got torque specs and all that shit. It came with the nuts for the to screw down the trolling motor, so that's good. And then there's the battery box here, which that thing just pops into. Here's the bill of sale for the battery. Bought some dock line premium nylon rope, 20 feet of it, should be more than enough. The oar things, which I'm not sure if they'll fit, but we're gonna go find out right now. All right, well, there's the holes for the original one. Obviously mine aren't gonna fit. But we'll make them fit. They fit the oar. Yeah, they fit the oar perfectly. Sweet. Okay, cool. Like the other one's not down there, is it? No. So, yeah, we'll make them fit. Self-tapping screws in a dream, boys. Welcome to my life. Friggin' smash them right into the friggin' aluminum side. We'll be fine. We will be fine. That'll be in case the motor fails and the battery dies. We need to get back to shore. Row it like a Viking. I'll bring a Bluetooth speaker and some Viking music and we can straight up war drum it back home. So, sweet. I also realized a bird took a great big massive frickin' dump on my boat. I could have been the Firebird, but boat's in the way. That's the other thing. I'm thinking about pulling the Firebird up and putting the boat where the truck is and then leaving the truck further back out. Anyway, so I bought that. I bought a lettering kit here. It comes with all the letters of the alphabet and numbers and stuff, so I can do the thing. I bought 2 of them in case we run out of letters. This is not even boat related. These are quick connects for fishing, so that can just go over there. And this is the strap for the boat. So the only thing I didn't buy was life jackets for the boat, because honestly I couldn't find the damn things. They weren't where they're supposed to be. So I may check Walmart it someday. But this guy is starting to piss because the pressure system just seriously dipped. So we're gonna head her inside and call it there. Now I wanted to grab 2 life jackets, like I said, in case I have people come over to go boating, like a person, not people, because it's hard to fish with 3 people on a 16-foot boat, especially when I don't think I really want to do that. It's gonna be great with just me because I can set the GoPro Hero 9 up at the front or the back. And that's what I was thinking, was like I can set up the Hero 9 back here, hook it up somewhere, and then have it aiming down the boat so you see the front troller. I haven't figured out how I'm going to mount that yet. I'll probably come up with some Mickey Mouse operation to pull that off. And with the power of clamps and telescopic freaking selfie sticks, anything's possible. And then get that all set up back there, run it off of a battery pack to keep the battery charged. I have a wireless remote for it, but that's where things get really scuffed, is what I'm actually tempted to do. And this is funny because I can't see anything out of this when I'm backing. Like I can see out of it when I'm backing up, but I can't see the boat. It sits too low. So my backup camera is kind of useless as well for backing the boat in, because all you see is like this. So you can't tell what's going on. What I'm thinking about doing is mounting a GoPro glue-on thing dead center of the cap, putting the Hero 9 up there, not to record the boat going in the lake, but to use it as a wireless backup camera as I'm putting the boat in the lake. It works great for that. I've done it before. I used it when I put my my car up on the ramps to make sure I didn't overshoot the ramps. And it updates in real time, so I can keep an eye on the trailer as I'm backing it up, and all is good. So we will be okay. Now, how long is this rope that he has tied on the front? I don't think it's that freaking long, is it? Oh wait, he's got it wrapped around here like 7,200 times. Making damn sure it doesn't come off, that's for sure. Holy, talk about securing his freaking... Sorry guys, didn't mean to hit you with the... Yeah, this is like maybe a 6-foot rope. Like fine for tying off on a dock or something, but that's getting replaced. That's getting replaced. This rope here can go in the back. Yeah, for sure. This rope here can definitely go in the back, because like that's not really long enough to do what I want to do. So now we know. Now hopefully this winch is easy to release. I think it's just that trigger there and it pops. Like I said guys, I've never owned one of these. You're probably laughing at me right now, but keep in mind this is all new for me, and I'm literally jumping into this Solo Man 5000, and it's going to be quite the adventure. And holy wire nest, what the shit's going on down here? Oh, that's the original wiring for the trailer. Yeah, we don't know why the lights don't work. Maybe because they're not wired to work. Maybe because you're missing the entire whatever. I wonder if you can buy these bits not crimped yet. I wonder if they make those. I don't even know what kind of a bit that is. Is there a name on it? 53108A, made in Taiwan. The one thing he did warn me though is he told me to make damn sure before I back the trailer into the water to disconnect the trailer lights. He said make sure you do that, otherwise bad times will occur. So something to remember. But anyway guys, we're going to play with this tomorrow and Friday, and then as soon as we find our opportune time on the weekend, we'll send it. If we can't send it this weekend, there's always next weekend. Plenty of summer left. We're in the beginning of July. We still have August and September. Even though, oh yeah, September's still summer. People call it fall, but that's because they're idiots. Fall starts September 22nd. Now you're probably saying, Adam, why don't you launch on Lake Nippasing? Well, right now it's kind of pointless because Lake Nippasing is the home of the shadfly invasion and the fish aren't biting. Well, mostly not biting. I talked to a guy on Calendar when I was out there making my video of testing out the Yozuri line there. And I was chatting with him at the dock, like he was basically pulled up getting ready to beach his boat. And he was out there for 8 hours and caught 2 walleye. That's really bad for Lake Nippasing. That's horrible. I know people who go out there and they limit out within 30 minutes and then they're just fishing for fun. So as long as the shad flies are in flight, Lake Nippasing is just garbage. Like, I go down there to fish. I'm just going down there to cast because I miss it. There's nothing to fish for in Nip right now. The fish already have their food. They're being fed by Mother Nature. So there's no point in fishing it. Now, come August, for sure, I can fish it. I just don't know how deep this boat runs because it's a V-hull, and if I'm going to be able to launch it at sunset and go from there. So that's something else I need to look into, is to see if it'll actually go. But anyway, guys, we got the gear for the boat. Like I said, I didn't buy any paint and I still need life jackets. I have one for myself, so that's not a big deal, but I don't have any for any passengers. So good thing I'm going Solo Man 5000 on this journey, but who knows, maybe I'll find some at Walmart tomorrow or the day after. I'll be hunting and go from there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Like I said, hopefully the weekend's nice weather and we can send it. If not, well, we'll have to wait. Patience is a virtue, I've been told. Hate being patient. Anyway, guys, until next time, live it to win it and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.